mean, scary rhymes? No, wait, that's not it. Burger, welcome! Eee. This isn't the spooky music, I swear. But we'll hop right into it in a little bit. Imagine just hearing. Actually, you know, at some point I think I might just insert scary story here, but the nicest background music possible. I think that seems like a fun time, yeah? Yeah. Ba 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 ba. Oh wait, no. Okay. Yes. Be very afraid. No. I think. Wait. No. Yeah. Nate, welcome. Okay, we're good. I have everything set up. I learned how to summon the Butter Street hitchhiker. You thought wrong. Well, I mean, you thought right, but... Oh, yeah! I forgot about the name change. Yeah. Class Genesis. Yeah. I completely forgot about that. Oh, wait, which song? I only know Galactic Mermaid, but that only has like 2 words in it. Welcome, small white cat. How are you? No, but everything is just moving in a very weird direction. It does have a good ring to it. We actually had a few options, some of which were something. Oh, well, I'm happy you're still alive. That means... Wait, who's still alive? Wait, am I still alive? Glass Alpha just kept on cracking me up. If we were that... I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd just have to graduate right then and there. No. Also, Vigio! Welcome! But yeah, I think we're gonna do wait another minute or so for my spoopy time. But I can't get over the Class Alpha thing. It just I don't know. But with that, I think it's time to get into the I'm gonna say with horror mods? No, I haven't. And stuff's crust. Welcome. Yeah, we have spooky stories. I have everything lined up. Terrifying. But no. We're gonna start with one of the scariest. Welcome, Aurora. For we have... Bam! I can switch instantly. We got my spooky music. Most of my lights are off. I don't like it. I just have one corner that's just ominous, and I don't like it. For we're gonna figure out how to summon the Butter Street hitchhiker. It looks so stupid. The thing is, I have the nightlight. There's just one very ominous corner. Yes. No! The Omegaverse is too scary for me. Have someone else do that. No. Not freaking Teddy Roosevelt me. feels like was for. I'm just on RSS, don't sleep. Hey, no, I took the quiz, I'm a beta. Welcome to Big Jonah, small white cat. Woo! Hello! Welcome, puppy. Hey, you know what? It's not the worst. Wait, what? Also, welcome Anne has. Wait, Anne has. Wait, yeah. Woo! Is this a spooky? Yeah. Alright, well, with that. What show did we do for Rixie? The trepidation. What does trepidation mean? Look, no thoughts, head empty, no brain, smooth brain. Just like butter. So we're gonna maybe. But we have how to summon the Butcher Street Hitchhiker. It sounds stupid, but this is the best way to start it off. For with all stories here on r/no sleep, we have a little disclaimer. But at the source, the scariest of all. And yeah, I admit that. Welcome, Cherry. Ah, thank you. Okay, a no tails challenge I would fail. But this disclaimer is do not try this at home, because if you do, I don't know. Anyways, that being said, don't hitchhike. Probably there's an urban legend in. Oh, thank you for the head pat. But there's an urban legend in my hometown about rising the trend. No, about a hitchhiker on Butter Street that will appear if you follow a series of instructions. For once summoned, you drive him to his destination. And if you play the game right, he will answer an unknowable question for you. If you play it wrong though, don't. As things don't. For there's an old gravel pit at the end of Butter Street. The water there is the deepest blue, and it's almost like staring into an ocean. Thank you for the kiss. But that's how deep it is. More than one car over the years has been dredged up the depths there. Officially, these drivers fell asleep at the wheel. But unofficially, the deaths from cars careening off the road into the gravel pit during the wee hours of the night add only more veracity on the urban legend. They were poor souls who broke the hitchhiker's rules. So far, no one entered the house legend. And I've reached out to local historical, the local historical society, and searched through newspaper archives in the local library. Haven't found any mentions of the hitchhiker. Some super late night. Now you right here, yeah. For it's a modern piece of folklore, passed around coffee shops, until eventually it made its way to high school cafeterias. And welcome, Panda Burrito. It wasn't until someone posted about the hitchhiker on a local Facebook group that people began sharing their experiences and the rules of how to summon them. But as more people shared their experiences, the details about the hitchhiker varied from person to person. His clothes have switched up over the years, growing more modern. His speech doesn't reflect any particular time period either. No mannerisms or 23 skidoo phrases to date him and stuff. But welcome, Toasty. Sometimes he's in his late teens, sometimes he's much older. Even with these differences, everyone who claimed to have summoned the hitchhiker swears he was real. But yeah, books are scary. Librarians are scary. Wait. The only common thread in all these stories of the hitchhiker is that he's always wet when he enters the car, followed by what always were his first words to the driver. It's a bad night for rain. To which you reply, is there ever a good night? He laughs, and that's when you know you're playing the game. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You know, I should get back to how I got him in the car. For the game starts by turning your car on exactly at midnight. Which, you know, where it doesn't matter, only one. And once the car is on, you can't get out. Nor can you let anyone else in. Just you in your car at midnight. With 3 hours to kill, a lot of people... Wait, no. No, what comes next is a lot of waiting. Because you have to be at the pickup point on Butter Street exactly at 3 a.m. That's, like, you know, 3 hours in the car. Those are the rules. I didn't make them, probably. But with 3 hours to kill, a lot of people show up early and just cruise along the road so they can get time getting to the pickup spot at exactly 3 a.m. But as the urban legend has grown in popularity, the local police will pull you over to see if your car circled back down Butter Street more than once. Yay! The local cops all know the rules. And if they pull you over, they'll have to turn off your car and then get out of the vehicle that's ending the game. So there's a couple extra obstacles, so to say. I should add that it doesn't matter what type of car you drive, but a 4-door car is preferred over a 2-door pickup. You don't want to look directly at the hitchhiker either, not until the end of the trip at least. But that's much easier to do if he's sitting in the back seat versus sitting beside you. I drove in a big loop around the county until it was time to head to pick up. Avoiding any of the known police traps to keep from having to try again another night. I mean, I kept my maps program running on my phone. I knew exactly what time I had to make my way to Butter Street. I can imagine how difficult it was to be, you know, an urban legend hunter before real-time GPS. But also, welcome back, Aurora. Now, side note, radio on is preferred if you choose not to engage, but you can be quite loud and belligerent if you want to talk to him. But I pulled up to the pickup spot, stopped the car, I followed the sign. No, not the. But the rules posted online had small variations, and it was something. The attempts to contain the following actions had the highest rate of success. No! Did I die? Hello? I didn't even finish the game. No! What do you mean, but barely? What did I do? Well, it even says it's fine. I'm confused. I'm not stuttering. I'm stuttering that much. Yeah, am I? No, leave the car on. Ah, shit, I am. Wait, no! Wait, and then drive, but engage the emergency brake. No! This is my fate. This is my spooky stream. Doesn't spooky. Freaking, I had everything. So I see how it is. Spooky Robo stream. I'm joining Rigsy. Yeah, it's a Robo now. The struggle. I'm running one. Oh. I'm running one. How does this work? Is this better? It should be better. Yeah. I checked. This is the only tab I have open. This is... Welcome Void and welcome Slim. How are you? Okay, it's sort of smooth. So it's better. Better. That's weird. Okay. That... Turn off everything. But, you know, the car, lights, air conditioning, radio, phone, turn all that off. Ah, yes, here's the thing. It's either the app or my Wi-Fi, but I thought I fixed my Wi-Fi. I've been having internet issues the past day when I wasn't asleep. No, unlock the door at least 3 times. Roll down all the windows, press the brake pedal 3 times, turn the headlights back on, and wait 3 minutes. That's how you start the game perfectly. Me, internet issues. There haven't been enough in Nexus. You know whose turn it is again. Going around full circle. But welcome, Nova. Welcome back. Nello there. How about seeing you? And also welcome X3 Senpai. No, welcome Senpai. Good old. It had to go around full circle at some point. But for the hitchhiker, the Bush Street hitchhiker, the game starts by turning midnight. Where it doesn't matter, of course. But if he's not here by 3... No! Every time I start talking about it, immediately goes like, fuck you! No! Of course. This only happens during spooky hours. This only happens during my spooky stream. I want to be spooky, and all I get is like, nee. Exactly. My internet, scared. AniLive, scared. Stranger Danger, probably here. The Stutter, coming to theaters near you. I will get my vengeance. Probably not in AniLive. Probably not on the Wi-Fi. Maybe on the ominous corner that's just kind of there. But, you know. Here's the thing. I just want to say that it's a bad night for rain type thing. But no! Freaking me. I was like, fine until I get there. How fast do I need to be? Do I have to go Eminem speeds? Do I have to do storytelling Eminem speeds? Cause I will. Touch the limit. Okay. No, but nah. I won't go Eminem speeds. I would probably die immediately. And I don't think that would be a good ending for my spooky stream. I don't like the piano. No! 1 minute horror story. Yeah, agreed. Then again, this will still be over 5 minutes, even if I did go good old like rap god speeds, you know, Godzilla. I'm just trying to talk about the Butterman. But no, thank you for the heart. The Butterman. I mean the hitchhiker Butterman. I mean the The hitchhiker of Butter Street. There we go. Why is there a street called Butter? The Butterman Butter, the Butter Street Butter, hitchhiker. Yeah. Reddit is just... I don't know. I do my deep dives. But with that, please don't like for if the butterman if the hitchhiker is not there by 3 a.m., then he did something wrong. Well, specifically 3:03. With the lights off, I noticed the fog rolling in. Whether it was part of the ritual or not, I don't know, but it had a creepy aesthetic. To waiting on a dark road at 3 a.m. for a ghostly hitchhiker. Other than the idling of my Subaru, the road was still and quiet. I even shallowed my breathing so I could listen for footsteps, giggling teenagers, other cars, but there was nothing. Not good for the pink fin light. But I mean, I never even heard the car door open. That's I only heard it shut. It's a bad night for rain. I can't do the voice. But a voice said it from the back seat. Welcome, Max, and I felt every hair in my body stand up as a chill ran down the back of my neck. Over my stuttered breathing, I could hear a steady drip of water from his pant, like hitting the shoe. Thank you, but what the fuck? It was in fact a stormy night, but I don't know. 3 a.m. is normally dark. But pink night, yeah. Pink bed night. But no, it's a bad night for rain. I didn't turn around. In fact, I just stole a peek in the rearview mirror. He wasn't a big guy, maybe my height, of 5 foot. 5'2". It should be completely and utterly fine. Wait, what is? It should be. The pink pen light song. What was the pink pen light song? Oh no, we're skipping that. Yeah. Here's the thing. I gathered up. This guy was maybe my height. He was dressed in white, Dr. Dre, chronic t-shirt, red windbreaker, and what looked like dark denim jeans. The rules said the mirror was fine as long as you didn't turn the lights on in the car, but never look this man directly in the face. Not until he's out the car and ready to answer your question. I gathered up my courage to reply back, and the words were stuck in my throat. Oh, you're good. So I tried again. Is there ever a good night? But a pause. Welcome, Jax. That's a good pause, but no. I stared back in the mirror at the shape of my back seat, and I held my breath waiting. Then after what felt like ages, I saw his hand slap against his wet knee, and he laughed. I let out the breath I was holding as I disengaged the parking brake. And pull up. Put your wipers on, champ. It's with all the rain, you won't see the road. This was a scripted reply. Part of the game. Right, sorry. Also a scripted response. Thank you for the pink pen light. But despite his insistence on the rain, it was bone dry outside. Per the rules, I turned my windshield wipers on, setting them to their fastest setting, and he settled back against the seat, laying his arm across the back window. Mind if I turn on the radio? I asked. This wasn't part of the game, but I figured it was best to ask and be polite. It's your ride, he said, his voice as of a smooth baritone. But, one request, no country, please. Welcome, fishing freak. But, sure thing, I answered. What's up? No, I put on the top. 40 stations. I pulled back into the road just as the clock hit 3:03. I stole looks in the rearview mirror as often as I felt comfortable while still keeping the car on the road. Again, straight from 1996, nothing like any descriptions I read on the Facebook post about the hitchhiker. Welcome, Yo-Yo, and Pink Pen Light, go. What was it? What was it? No, but where are you headed? I asked. This was also a scripted part of the game. I'm headed to see my girl. I worked a late shift tonight and I thought I'd pop in to surprise her. His response to my question was always different. This, coupled with the fact that his appearance of the hitchhiker seemed to shift, led many to believe it's not the same spirit every time. Yeah, you wanna make it right here. I followed his orders, turning right. And other than following them, the destination and directions were irrelevant. The ride goes until 3:33 a.m. when he tells you to pull over. So, what's your story, man? He asked. A scripted prompt. But how you reply was completely up to you. Some have ignored talking to him altogether, which apparently is not recommended. Some have shared little out of politeness, and others talked right up until the drop-off time, filling the air with the words. The more you talk to him, the more he talks back. It doesn't impact the game, it just makes the journey a little more interesting. Welcome. But even though I'm driving a ghost, his voice seems disarming, making him easy to talk to. But, I have a day job that pays bills, just boring office stuff. But in my spare time, I like to explore urban legends, haunted places, go out for proof of life after death. This is the hitchhiking butterman. Wait, no. The hitchhiker on Butter Street. There we go. Ah, for real? Damn, sounds spooky as hell. Welcome to user 3. But yeah, unscripted reply. And walking clashy. But yeah, no, he leaned forward, putting his elbows down on his knees. In the rearview mirror, I could see the sleeves of his windbreaker shredded. And what's the scariest thing you've seen? Take it right up here. Unscripted. I wanted to say besides this, but I held my tongue. And, all indications from everyone who played the Hitchhiker's game say that he was unaware of his situation. He's just a passenger trying to get a ride to his destination. Attempts to get him recognized his ghostly predicament do not go well. So I do not advise bringing it to his attention. Welcome, every 2025. No. I took the next ride and I continued my story. It all seemed good, fun, and dandy. But about 2 years ago, I was on an overnight ghost hunt on the Ohio State Reformatory. Did he leave? Nobody knows. Who's getting smart? I don't know what you're talking about, but it's an old prison up in Mansfield, where they filmed Shawshank Redemption. Bet. But I figured if he was from the 90s, he might remember the movie. So there's a group of 6 of us on the tour, and we're over the administrative ring. I felt his hand pressed against my back, like it was, guiding me forward. But oh no, I would be gone out of there. I'm not even playing. Oh my, no, Cross, why? No, it's about time I realized all the street lights were off. Not just the lights on the streets, everything was dark. What English? Wait, what do you mean? No, granted it was the middle of the night, but we drove past a Taco Bell that was open 20 minutes ago when I passed on by to my way to Butter Street. What do you mean? Is my English that trash? no, everything was just a different reality compared to this. My English is normal English. I don't know what you're talking about. But no, I continued my story. This was all unscripted. The hitchhiker seemed interested. Curious. About as curious as my English freaking Now I continue my story. I turn and look around, no one behind me, and I can smell a rose-scented perfume. Apparently, one of the ghosts there is the wife of the warden. She was killed when the warden's gun went off by accident. So there's just... Welcome. My face is already naturally that. No. No, here's the thing. That one wife who died, she was killed by the warden's gun. It fell out of the closet, went off and shot her in the lung. It's crazy, man, but I can feel why she might be hanging around still. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got some unfinished business and shit because her life was cut short like that. We rode in silence for a bit. I don't know for how long, but I tried looking back at him in the mirror. He hung to the shadows. Then I felt his cold breath against my neck, sending shivers up my spine. Could you imagine what that's like? He said, unscripted. What do you mean? I replied, also unscripted. Welcome asleep. Welcome a user, it's the... Now my heart thudded against my chest. Did I mess up? Did I not follow the rules? Did he, He laughed and sat back in the seat. I'm just playing, man. You need to relax. Welcome back. But I felt his hands gripping my shoulders, giving them a little rub. It wasn't fun. They were cold as ice. And welcome back, Yo-Yo. But he patted my shoulder and sat back. I felt a trickle of water go down my neck, feeling the cold, wet spots on my shoulder where he grabbed me. Oh, this ride coming up. I like reading spooky stories. So I like this one. But yeah, he leaned forward, pointing to the rough, his skin ashy and his thumbnail was split at the nail bed. The smell of wet loam wafted to the front of the cabin and made a turn. I peeked at the clock on my dashboard and saw it was 3:29. Only 4 minutes to go. Had any family? He asked, scripted. I felt my heart leave my throat and drop back in my chest. We're back on the script. I used to. Just me now. That's tough, I know. But before my girl, I was also all alone. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have her. Life would be just empty. This was also unscripted. A quiet stillness followed, like he was hit by a pang of remorse. For a moment it was so quiet, I wasn't sure if he was still back there, but it felt like his whole, cold, wet hand clasped me on my shoulder again. But don't worry, man. You seem like an okay dude. Going out of your way to help a young man like myself on a rainy night like this, I'm sure you'll find someone. Just takes time. This is also unscripted. We rode in silence as I stole glances down at the clock on the dash. And as soon as time flipped to 3:33 a.m., I heard his weight shift and he leaned forward. Oh, this is me. Up here. He pointed up at the spot of the road. There was nothing there. No house, driveway, or even a place to pull off. I pulled the car onto the shoulder and eased to a stop. And just when picking it up, I turned off the lights, radio, and engaged the parking brake, leaving the car and drive. You don't have to bother with the locking and unlocking 3 times or the business with the brake pedal. Just unlock. Also, this was very important, don't watch him get out. Don't look at him in the rearview mirror. Don't do anything but look down at your hands on the steering wheel. Keep them on the wheel. 10 and 2 and wait. This time, I heard the car door open and slim shut. I could also hear the sound of his shoes against the gravel as he walked around the front of the car to the driver's side. I wanted to look up, but I managed to fight the urge by counting the seams on the steering wheel. Thanks for the ride. Do you have a question for me? He asked, scripted. It was still his voice, but unlike our previous conversation, it was completely devoid of personality or emotion. Once you completed the ride, you were allowed to ask him a question. It has to be something personal, but unknowable. You can't ask for lottery numbers or things like that. People have supposedly asked about locations or lost heirlooms, the exact date and time of their death, the fate of long-lost relatives, all stuff of personal questions they'd have no other way of knowing. For the second time that night, the words failed to leave my throat. I took a breath and swallowed. Is she at peace? I asked. Then, without thinking, I added, does she blame me? My words were barely above a whisper, but I knew he heard me. After you asked, then and only then are you allowed to look directly at him. So I did. I felt all the color drain from my face. As I looked up, the hitchhiker had no face at all. Only two shiny black dots where his eyes should be, no mouth, no nose, nothing else. Hello there, welcome. Just two quarter-sized black pools of what looked like liquid ink where his eyes should be. And they reflected every star in the sky. I couldn't look away from those eyes even though I very much wanted to. That's two questions, my friend, he replied, unscripted. My heart jumped back in my throat. I broke the rules. I fucked up. I asked two questions. I was paralyzed, staring up at his face. I sat looking up for him for what felt like hours. And welcome, thank you. No, I pulled back a little as his hand moved up to the sides of his face. Just under his ears? I thought for a moment he might rip off his false face and reveal a more terrifying one. He didn't remove his face. Instead, he pulled his hoodie up over his head, returning his empty face to the shadows. But since you were kind enough to save me from walking all this way in the rain, I'll answer you. Unscripted. Before I could exhale a sigh of relief, he gripped the doorframe, leaned down so I was staring directly into his empty eyes. She's not at peace, and she does blame you. Even with the hood up, I could see every last star in the night sky in those inky black pools. I can't fully capture what I saw in them, but it was like staring at both vast infiniteness and vast nothingness. Oh, that's fun. Thank you for hopping in. But they held everything and nothing at the same time. His eyes were like staring into eternity. As he stood up from the window, I let out a breath I was holding. My hands shook as I put them off the steering wheel. But it was fine. At least I thought it was. But you know what? He stood up. But drive safe, was the scripted reply. The last thing he says before he leaves. He walked away behind the car. You can watch him walk in the rearview mirror, but don't turn around. Don't get out, try to follow him. I watched until he disappeared into the darkness and waited until I could no longer hear his footsteps against the gravel. When I turned on my headlights, I realized I was back on Butter Street. And welcome, Mary! Hello! But parked on the side of the road next to the drop-off for the gravel pit, this was always where you were, where you ended up after the hitchhiker leaves. All I had to do was release the parking brake, and the car would roll towards the drop-off, gaining speed until it launched off the cliff into the deep blue water waiting below. Yeah, sorry about that. Alright. Thanks for stopping by, Jonah. I don't know how long I sat there with my hand on the parking brake release, contemplating his answer to my question. Oh, I thought you said you were. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No. But then again, I saw them. headlights. The car was coming up the road towards me. The cars were back, street lights and house lights. I was back from wherever the hitchhiker took me. I'm good. I locked eyes with the driver as they drove by, having one of those weird moments where, time seems to slow down, and, it was enough to jolt me back to reality. I tried to sleep, but everything from that adventure was just overwhelming, so I called in sick the next day. Nothing new. Maybe those cars aren't from people who played the game wrong. Maybe they played it right but couldn't handle his response to the question. It's been 3 days since I picked up the hitchhiker. I can still smell the wet loam in my car, muddy footprints in the floorboard, the back seat still, it's still there. After I write this, I look up from my monitor and look at the photo of Abigail, taken 2 weeks before she died. She's beautiful, smiling and happy. She's not at peace, and she does blame you. It's my favorite photo of her. I think I take it with me whenever I drive, later tonight. I'm going back to see the hitchhiker. I have a hunch, and I don't know if it's relevant, but I feel it's important to share with anyone reading this. I'm wearing a gray Adidas hoodie and jeans. If somebody out there reading this picks up the hitchhiker later on and sees something similar to get in their backseat, well, then I guess we've solved that part of the mystery. If you do pick up the hitchhiker, I hope you got the answer you're searching for. And look outside, the skies are cloudy. I hope the weather holds up for the drive later. It's bad night for rain. Wah! And that is Spooky Story number 1 complete. Now we're back to my goofy music, but not. I like that plot twist though. Good old a good old cycle. Yeah. I tried my best not to derail myself too much. I think I did pretty good. Welcome back video. I'd say, yeah. The thought. Thank you. Yeah, seeing it from first person view, that's better. It's better. I think I'll be doing that from now on. Ba-da-ba. Here's the thing. Maybe not the scariest, but that's the best I can do. My thought is, as long as if there's a good plot twist, I didn't know of it. But it was like a decent one. Thank you! But also, welcome, Red Dolphin Fred. Wait. What Red Dolphin Red? Welcome, Clint. I can't read. Help. Doran. Of Keela, yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I've learned to sort of... What's the word? Not brush them off, but sort of... Well, I'm happy you can meet me then. I don't know what to respond with that. But woo! Spooky Story number 1 done. I got my album music. Oh, I normally stream Pacific Daylight Time, Pacific Standard PT Pacific Time. 9:46 for me. Help. Yeah, scary stories come a lot from r/no sleep, so it's gonna be a fun time. Unfortunately, you missed the hitchhiker Butterman. Wait, no. The hitchhiker from Butter Street. Yeah, I got it. I got it the second time. We're good. Ah, thank you for liking. How would I celebrate the 4th though? Seems like an interesting time. then again, the day after, I did try to learn German again, so I don't think I did very much justice. Oh, thank you for the clap. But yeah. Little clap, little applause. They say, please not getting out my applause. I don't know what you're talking about. Woo! Wait. Almost. I'm not pulling that up randomly now. I don't know what you're talking about. Woo! That should be good, right? But thank you for saying that with a nice voice. But yeah. Thank you for the hard eyes. But with that, which one are we doing next? Maybe thank you for visiting Jack in the Box. Because, you know, if you don't know, I had a little little incident when I was frustrated and trying to order fast food in the dark of night. Got my order not order run twice, but more like I never got my order twice. And then I accidentally ordered 40 chicken nuggets. So now we move on to another spooky story involving fast food this time. I'm not moving on. I'm not. I'm trying to come up with a decent segue. Let me have this. We have thank you for visiting Jack in the Box. This was only one time! Ignoring the chocolate coins. That was on purpose. Also, you too. Have a nice day. But with that, we have chili cheese fries. Or the nasty patty. And now the chili cheese fries. Shut up! The chili cheese fries, like 3 milkshakes. Just like, shut up, you've already ordered. I brought it down before you pulled up. Now let me order. Type thing, you know? Nobody likes being the DD. Nothing makes the position of being sort of the designated driver worse than when your load of drunken friends insist to go into Jack in the Box. When they finally come down, I roll down my window and find out the woman on the other end in the middle of a sentence. Bam, segue, ma. No, but in a box. How may I help you? Hi, welcome to Jack in the Box. How may I help you? It wasn't even enough to make me suspicious in the moment. But she was probably just a tired employee who didn't have the patience to watch the security footage to see when my window would roll down. Instead, decidedly... welcome, Karma, welcome. But no, didn't have the patience. Just decided to repeat the opening line over and over again. Welcome next. But with that... Yeah, can I get a... Hi, welcome to Jack... That one threw me out a little more. It was odd. I cut her off impatiently. Yeah, hi. Oh, there was a moment of static. Hi. Hi, can I get a... I ordered. No point in enumerating every last thing. It was a lot of greasy food for a lot of drunk college students. When I had finished, the response was simply, "Is that all?" The female voice was small, frail, and it sounded scared and slightly breathless. I paused. I was starting to get nervous. There was no other cars in the CVS parking lot, and there weren't even any kids loitering around the 7-Eleven. Which, you know, was usually common at that time of night on a Friday. The lights were all functional, though, and there were cars going on, you know, Abbott Avenue, right beyond the low lining of bushes at the edge of the lot. I tried to feel relieved, but it was 2 in the morning and I was dealing with a timid, odd, night owl employee. Yeah. Come to the first window. This time the voice was much stronger. It was full-bodied and professional. was shocking in a way that I didn't really understand. But I pulled forward just as my friend Sandra reached the forward and twisted the volume of the electronics on, playing off of Ethan's iPod. I sighed. Welcome, Plankato! Hello there! But yeah, when I stopped at the first window, I was greeted by a charming blonde face. She smiled through the closed window before pulling it open briskly and announcing in that same confident voice. Well, welcome to... welcome to everyone. Welcome to Kyogo, Pyeong's digital tweet. You're good. But no, that confident voice was like 23:45, and Nello, everybody. Well, I handed her my credit card. Or this was just a Jack in the Box day. Just trying to order Jack in the Box with a bunch of I was just the designated driver. I handed her my credit card. She took it. Thank you for the pizza! No. But no, Turning away from me to run it, I fell into the drunken interactions that were going on in the car at the moment, asking Ethan to see if Sean was still breathing, telling Taylor to stop singing loudly and crudely. I forgot all about the window for a long moment before I realized I was probably being rude. Ah, thank you. Please don't bite me. I'm the one that normally does the biting. But also, welcome everybody! But yeah, no. When I turned back, the woman was still, turned around. Ma'am? Thank you, no. Thank you for the burger. Yeah, no. When she turned back, her skin had gone ghostly white. She was visibly shaking. Her teeth seemed to be chattering. She was scratching something behind her right ear out of my view vigorously. Her huge blue eyes were open wide, communicating what I can best describe as shock. Despite the fact that she was shaking, though, when she brought her arm up, it was steady. She handed me my credit card and receipt, leaning forward to do it. And her face was closer to mine than a fast food cashier had ever been. And when she smiled, I recoiled. It was sudden, mechanical, without a doubt the falsest smile I had ever seen. It looked like her mouth had simply been stretched to give the illusion of a smile. She spoke in a tiny, scared voice. Drive through the second window, please. I had to say something at the moment. Are you okay? She leaned back into the restaurant, still wearing that smile, closed the window, but she didn't stop staring at me. The shaking subsided, the smile did not. Yeah, for a smile, not even like a regular smile, it seemed stretched. It didn't seem like she was doing it on her own. It felt like, when you sort of like use your fingers or like put them in your mouth to do like, that type of stretch smile. Yeah, like that. Like that one video. The second window was also closed. I pulled on my phone, checked Facebook, trying to get my mind off the noise in the car. Oh, welcome, Phantom. Hello, but I was used to Jack in the Box, taking like 2 minutes. When 3 went by, I was starting to wonder. When 7 went by, Ethan got out of the car and walked over to the window, knocking on it, screaming for food. When she finally came to the window, I got out of the car, pulled Ethan away from the window. When I realized it was the same woman, I froze for a moment. It was never the same woman. Either it was 2 different people or they just closed the first window. It was an inefficient way to run a fast food place, and it just wasn't done. Ethan wandered back into the car as she opened the window. She stuck out 2 bags and I took them. She wasn't shaking anymore. She looked calm except for her vacant expression. She was looking right through me. Are you okay, ma'am? I noticed at that moment I couldn't hear any sound from inside the restaurant. You can always hear the clanging of, the kitchen no matter when you visit Jack in the Box. But all I heard was the rumbling of my idling engine. Suddenly, the woman's eyes snapped to mine, and once again they got big, despite the fact that her expression remained composed. Her upper lip trembled at that moment. Ma'am? Just then, I saw headlights in my rearview mirror pull into the drive view, and when I looked back, the woman was staring intently at the headlights. Before that head snapped right back at me. She scratched behind her ear again, and I noticed for the first time her thumbnail was missing. Welcome back. But there is nothing but black and rotting nail bed. And then she dropped her hand, and her expression molded into one of curiosity. Courtesy and service. I can read. Yeah, she smiled, that same dead smile. Thank you for visiting Jack in the Box. She slammed the window shut. My friends ate everything in the car, moaning with pleasure with every ketchup-covered fry and jalapeno popper. When we got home, everyone managed to stumble inside. Ethan carrying the last bag, eating the occasional stray fry at the bottom. I went to bed without so much as a word. The next moment, I noticed that Ethan had dropped the bag in the hallway. I begrudgingly picked it up and was about to throw it in the trash when the receipt fell out, along with a few ketchup packets. I hadn't read it, but who does? I had just shoved it in the bag, but when I picked it up, I realized the 3 words had been scrawled on the back, barely legible. Shaking scrawl. Do not eat. And that was about it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It was just McDonald's in the... No. Not spaghetti. But yeah, no. Welcome to everybody, but also later, Halloween. At least I was soothing. But DD jump scared. No. But we shall pause the spoopy music. I always need a break. But thank you. No. I was just like, do not eat from Jack in the Box. This was a McDonald's ad all along. Don't eat from there. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. McDonald's, no! No, not the crunch. Welcome, Blue Tees. Welcome everybody. That wasn't a yawn. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways. Oh, I'm not ordering fast food for a minute, but anyways, woo! We'll just have a good old comfy time. Thank you for the heart eyes. I appreciate it. I feel so loved. But yeah, this is a nice break time away from Jack in the Box, from Butter Street hitchhiking abomination. I'm turning my light on. Wait. I'm turning my light on. I don't like this. I don't like the flickering either, but you know what? That happens. That's fine. Thank you for... Oh my god! I'm not screen... I didn't screenshot. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, thank you! But I am being haunted. Woo! Well, I hope you have an interesting time here. My name is Nell. I'm just a wandering arson crow, and I love, spooky stories, a lot of chaos, and being unhinged, so I hope you like it. But also, welcome, I don't know, hi, wait. Yeah. So it was a fun time. Yeah, welcome to AniLive. I hope you enjoy your stay. Wait, no. Like a hotel. But hello, hi. Wait. Hi, hello. Hi, I don't know. Woo! But welcome, Android users. Maybe non-Android users. Anybody that's just new to the app. I would hug and head pat all of you, but too much work. I did. My grandpa noticed in the paper just like, does this VTuber seem familiar to you? And I was like, yeah. staying in. Wait, who's streaming? Oh yeah, I'm streaming. Look, I remembered, sort of. I got there, sort of, kind of. I say it makes sense. What's up? What's up, Karma? I probably have an answer. Probably not. But, but what's your question? Is you're getting bummer? I'm getting. Aww. Alright. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and just having a good old time. How would I like the staff on the site to be? Shiny? I don't know. Welcome, Whoops Foxy. How are you? Nello? But what do you mean? What do you mean? All I can think of is shiny. Manly. Welcome, cute color. Thank you so much for liking. Just good old. I have my lights on. Weirdly flickering. I still don't like that. I say it like flexible. Yeah. Welcome for the jelly bean. I mean, wait, thank you. I meant thank you. Why did I say welcome to that? Thank you nickname. Oh, thank you for the heart. I just. What that? I think. Thank you. The totally not branded neon. I mean, not neon. I mean the pop. Thank you for the energy. Oh my god. The jelly beans are Jolly Ranchers. You know what? At this point, I'll make an exception. Cause you know, as a bright day, this seems like a good way to sort of calm everything down. Ice Riz. I can. But yeah. But at this point, I'm just chilling. We got Binya, yeah. Oh yeah, no, we yeah. Wait, help! I forgot words. Thank you for the Oshi. Well, with that, I think it's time we move on to our next spooky story. Nope, still creepy. Still creepy music. So yeah, coins are like this. But what shall we do here? I'll keep this playing for a bit. I don't like creepy music. But you know what I do like? Not Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone, but we have that. Like, here's the thing. Does Uncle Gary's Family Friend Zone sound like a creepy thing? Because for some reason, it seems fine. But at the same time, it's terrifying. Family Fun Zone. It's not Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone. Now, I didn't know Will could draw. You know, it's a good old time. And luckily we're switching music, so yeah. Dark Christmas. But no, I remember thinking, I didn't know that Will could draw. Fair. But I remember thinking that as my friend's hands quickly moved across the page. Yeah! Uncle Nell, just anything with, yeah. No, then I looked more closely at Will's impromptu sketch. And then I immediately regretted it. I tried to unsee it. I shifted my attention to other things around me, anything at all that wasn't ink on the page, the blur of Will's hand, the beads of sweat gathering at his temples, the gentle autumn breeze creeping through the crack in the window. Don't look at the page. Just don't look at it. I know I can't even grill. That's like true. You know, being on now that does sound cute. But then again, it also sounds like I would have to be able to bake a pie. I failed at that. But you know what? I knew I had to look at the page. So, you know, I looked. It was worse than I expected. Much, much worse. Will had sketched a near carbon copy of those wartime Uncle Sam posters, except not quite. The suit was there. You know, bow tie, check, but no Uncle Sam head. The Uncle Sam body had the head of a goat. The animal flashed a welcoming, toothy smile. Alright. I mean, there was a hoof pointed on. Blah, blah. Yeah, sure, Karma. Take a hard candy. Just please don't crunch. But yeah, no. This goat had a very toothy smile. A hoof pointed at me, and maybe I seemed like I would. And a hoof pointed at me, nearly coming off the page. But it didn't want me to join the U.S. Army. No, this goat-headed creature had something else in mind. Welcome, Jack the Riz King, for, this creature. Said, I want your kids. Which is not really something you want to hear from a goat-headed, bow-tied suit-wearing goat guy picture. Under that declaration, in slightly smaller letters, it read, At Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone, opening soon. I never heard of Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone before yesterday. I guess so. For this place, I quickly learned. Played host to a significant and, oh my god, welcome Bjorn, welcome Felix, welcome Tetra. I think I missed that a couple times. I think I'm a bit late. But you know, plays I quickly learned, played a host to a significant moment in Will's childhood. And although I've been good friends with him for 15 years, he'd never told me the story, but today he'd opened up. I wasn't trying to reopen any wounds from his past, I just wanted him to tell me a story. Any story. I'd been listening to a lot of NPR and I'd been inspired by the storytelling segments and slices of American life. I purchased some professional recording equipment and set up a makeshift studio in my house. My goal is to capture and archive the stories of my friends, relatives, really anyone who had something to say. Call it boredom. I was a widower with a 7-year-old son. Besides doting on my kid, I needed something productive to fill the time. My recording area was cozy. Just a couple microphones, small table, few chairs. I'd sit a few feet from my interview subjects, and the intimacy would induce real honesty and emotion. That was the plan, and it worked a little too well. For I never thought my storytelling experiments would go so wrong so quickly. And it wasn't just Will's story in a sketch of the Uncle Sam human-goat hybrid thing. Before I'd interviewed Will, I heard another version of Will's events from the other person involved in the Family Fun Zone incident. Will's wife and my good friend, Caroline. Caroline and I dated a little while in college, a stretch of time we now joked occurred in a parallel universe. We were never supposed to happen, we decided. Instead, there was some sort of cosmic hiccup and different universes intersected for the briefest of times. Our relationship was over before it started, and Caroline then began dating Will. The two lived happily ever after, and the three of us began, got closer. Have been close ever since. Caroline and Will's history predated our collective existence in college. The two went to high school together, and I never knew exactly what they'd experienced as classmates, friends, Not until I set up my little recording studio. I interviewed Caroline first, and Will's interview occurred the following day. Both of my friends requested I not tell either the other about the contents of the respective interviews. I'm certainly not planning on it. Both interviews were long, free-ranging. I'll just transcribe the relevant portions of the stories, stuff about relationships, and Uncle Gary's family fun zone. It's important that these stories be shared in some form. Yeah, drama! Wonder what could go on there. But how did you and Will meet? For today, yeah. Spooky stories are the ones that happen at night, at least. But you know, we went to the same school growing up. We weren't friends or anything like that. You'd think, how kind of you to know everyone you go to school with. Most people are just on their periphery. That was Will. Always there. But not really. We ran with different circles. Growing up, you can't pinpoint the moment you actually met for the first time. Also, welcome, Blitzoid. You know, how are you? Nello. No, I can't. I can remember the first meaningful reaction we had, though. I was writing for the school paper, and I can't believe I actually wrote for the paper because I was a terrible, horrible writer. And I was researching a story. It was a legend of our town, something that all the kids talked about, but no one could prove. Did you have any of those? Welcome, Cedar. Nello. Yeah, I think so. I'd have to think about it, but I'm sure I've had some. Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. One of those, oh, my brother's friend's mechanic had this experience type thing. It was pretty famous growing up where we did, but kind of a spook story to scare kids from staying out late at night or running around doing irresponsible things. It was this place called Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone. Gosh, I haven't thought about that place in years. Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone? Just saying out loud sounds weird, right? Just completely, utterly made up. And when we got older, most of us thought that it was made up because it was just some silly, stupid legend. So, of course, it would have a ridiculous name. What was the legend? I mean, it's been so long, but from what we remember, it was a children's play zone type place that existed in the late 70s, early 80s. No one could pinpoint it. But the story was this guy, Gary something, everyone called him Uncle Gary, inherited a piece of land out in the woods from his grandfather. He took all his money, turned it into a fun zone, and, you know, slides, games, trampolines, kind of like an indoor rec type place. But all barnyard themed, so this place looks like a red and white barn with a silo, but inside was all the kids' stuff. He built this out in the woods? That's what everyone said, but the messed up part was what happened there. Apparently, like 30-some years ago, a kid slid down the slide, just vanished into the ball pit. Like, there was no trace of him at all. I think it was only 4, maybe 5. I can't remember for sure, though. They emptied the ball pit and everything, but the only thing at the bottom was a trap door and a crawl space that led nowhere. It was just dead-ended. No one knew why it was there, but yeah, the kid vanished. The town freaked, Gary split, and the place shut down. And it really happened. Every kid in town believed it. The story was something, at least.
With background play on the YouTube.
Something as interesting as a YouTube ad that just started playing. We don't have to talk about that. We're skipping that. But no. Here's the thing. The story was some sort of hellhole that sucked down small children that needed to be fed. Like, it swallowed up that kid, and if anyone went near that place, it would swallow you up too. Don't explore too far from home or you'll stumble across Uncle Gary's, but you get past middle school and you think it's all bullshit. Was it bullshit? You said you were writing a story about it for the newspaper and met Will. Yeah, so I decided to write about Uncle Gary's and Will heard about it. He joined the newspaper club because he wanted to help. I think he just wanted to spend time with me, though. He helped with my research. We talked to people, looked at old newspapers, spent a lot of time in those creepy library stacks. That's where Will held my hand for the first time. God, we were so young. Did he find anything? Nothing. There was no record of the place. We even talked to the police department. They had nothing. Do you know what they were talking about? Oh yeah, everyone had heard of Uncle Gary's and everyone was really nice about helping us, but nothing factual existed. My article was going terribly. It was all dead ends. What do you expected? I don't know. I didn't know at all. I just thought it'd be a cool article. I had a lot of interviews, people telling me, oh yeah, I remember this. Or, God, I haven't thought about this in years. Or, Will came to me. He said he knew where the fun zone was. He said he had directions. To a place that didn't exist? Will said that it did. It was out in the woods, down some roads that weren't on the map. How did he get those directions? It's been so long, I honestly can't remember. Did they fall out of some ancient book in the library? I think that's what happened. But he had them. Did he go there? I never told anyone this. No one. I can't believe I'm telling you right now. Will and I haven't talked about it since it happened. Oh, really? Okay, we don't have to keep this going. No, it's fine. It's just... Seriously, Caroline, I'm not trying to psychoanalyze you or ruin your marriage by making you dredge up some terrible memories or, that's not what I'm trying to... It's okay. I want you to know. I want you to know. It wasn't supposed to be there. It just wasn't. What happened was, Will was going to go there first to make sure it was safe, and I'd meet him there later on, and I did. I followed the directions perfectly down the forgotten dirt roads that used to be real roads. Right turn at the rock the size of the Volkswagen. Go 3/4 of a mile, take a left to the pine tree, down limbs, stuff like that, all landmark stuff. But the directions were perfect. I drove what felt like forever down this bumpy road and it just ended. Nowhere else to go, and there was Will, standing at the side of the road next to his car, hands jammed in his pockets, and he had this look in his eyes. He just looked different. It's almost like after that night there were two Wills. The first Will, who worked on the story, helped me research, held my hand at the library. He was so sweet, just so shy, tender, innocent. But after that night, he changed forever. Like, he never looked at me the same way again. I was like, hi, Yuki, Nello there. But no, we'd been married now for 9 years and together since junior year of college, so, 13? He never looked at me the way he looked at me in the basement of the library back in high school. It was that night at the fun zone that changed it. I know it. I know it was that night. Caroline, have you ever thought about us? Like, what if our parallel universe had fully intersected forever with the real one and we were together? Welcome at that, yeah, no. No, but I haven't. Look, I think I should stop recording. Please don't. It's just me and Will, 9 years, no kids, no babies, and he doesn't look at me like he's supposed to. We were supposed to be living this love story, and something went wrong. And it all started that night. What happened on that night, I mean? I pulled off to the side of this dirt road that no one had driven on in probably decades. Hello, how are you? But no. Like I said, Will just seemed different. I asked him if he found it. He said that it was there. Uncle Gary's family fun zone was there. Will grabbed 2 flashlights from his car and we followed the path through some brush. It just emerged before us, nestled in the trees, the barn, the silo, everything. It was so strange. It was almost like it materialized, if that makes sense. It was dark, so yeah, I know what you mean. And there, this picket fence around the place. Each board was painted either yellow, green, light purple, and it held up better than it should have. The paint should have been completely peeled off, or maybe the full thing, should have fallen down, but it was in good shape. Did he go inside? I mean, we came all that way, right? The main entrance was this huge wooden double door, probably 15 feet high, and above it was the sign, Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone. In this picture of a cartoon farmer with a piece of straw hanging from his mouth, and the sign had been vandalized, saying someone had spray painted X's over the farmer's eyes. Nearly every letter had been scribbled out, except for fun. But the F was turned into an R. An exclamation point was added, so it just read run. We weren't the first people there, and I remember thinking, I don't know if this makes me feel better or worse. Who went in first? Will did. He pushed open the door, it creaked the whole time. I was nervous someone would hear. But we were out in the middle of nowhere, you know, so it was just kind of dumb. Will raised his flashlight and jumped backwards into me. We were staring at a giant goat statue made out of fiberglass. Had to have been, at least 7 feet tall. And it was standing on its hind legs, with the other front legs reaching out like it was hugging something invisible. I guess it was a photo op? Stand inside it, take your picture. They were everywhere. What was everywhere? Fiberglass farm animals, goats, sheep, cows, pigs, all standing on 2 legs, all on their front legs extended. They were scattered around the whole place. It was almost like soldiers keeping watch. Most of them were covered in some black soot substance. I ran my hand across one of the sheep. The soot was probably half an inch thick. I remember it trickling through my fingers. It was wet, almost gooey. I honestly don't know what it was, though. Donkeys, yeah! But no, what else was inside? Slides. They were everywhere. Slides, jungle gyms, swinging bridges, a basketball court. We crept around for I don't know how long, just not believing it was real. And it was just so dark and utterly silent. We got turned around so many times, it was like we were going deeper and deeper, and I know this doesn't make sense, but it felt like we walked longer than we should have. Like the place was bigger on the inside than it looked on the outside. At one point, I remember looking back at Will and saying, it's like a maze in here. And right at that moment, we almost ran into a sign that said, Uncle Gary's Amazing Cornstalk Maze. Hi, welcome, Nello there. But no, we were right at the entrance to a maze, but it wasn't made out of corn. The walls were wooden and corn stalks painted on them. There was no way we were going in, not a chance. Did you find the ball pit? We did. It was at the bottom of the tallest and widest slide in the whole place, right at the center of the barn. And the pit was just massive. Had to have been 40 feet wide, maybe 6 feet deep. It was empty, no plastic balls. This giant, barren pit, and there was this ladder going into it. And from where we were standing, we saw the hatch. Will looked at me, and he just kind of shrugged. He said, this is why we're here, right? But yeah, 40 feet, 6 feet wide, But we climbed down, and we walked toward the hatch. Our feet echoed, but it was a different kind of echo. Like, it died quickly. Too quickly. Almost like something was sucking away the noise. But also welcome Ari Chat. But also welcome Dice Shirt. Sorry. No, I can't believe you guys did this. I guess it was the adrenaline? But our flashlights were directly on the hatch, and it had one of those round steel rings, no lock. We stared at it for a while without saying anything. Almost like we were expecting it to start pulsating or pop open or something, but we wanted to know what was inside. Had to know, so we decided to do it together. We grabbed the steel ring, both hands, pulled it up. I thought it'd be greeted with the bones of a dead kid, but there was only the smell that rushed to us. It was very cold, crisp, and a tiny whiff of sulfur. Will hopped right in, and I reluctantly followed. The stories were all true. It was a crawl space to nowhere. We crouched down and crawled about 20 feet, and the tunnel just ended. Nothing but a smooth steel wall. We ran our hands across it. Maybe we'd find a secret handle or trigger or button or something, but there was nothing. And then we heard the noise from above. Yeah, it smelled like sulfur, but there was nothing there. Holy God, okay. Something jumped into the pit because the first thing we heard was a single reverberating thud. It was unmistakable. Welcome, artists. But then the footsteps directly above us walked towards the hatch. We killed our flashlights, pressed our backs into the steel. Will put his arm around me, covered my mouth, and I did the same to him. My legs started trembling and bouncing on the floor. Will grabbed it, studying it. We listened as the footsteps got closer to the hatch. And welcome, Lone Wolf. No, then they just stopped. And I wanted to look down the tunnel. I did. I didn't want whatever was there to see the whites of my eyes because I was terrified that it would give me away. Nello! But I felt its presence across the tunnel. I knew it was there. I felt it leaning down, staring at us. I'm sure about that. I even heard it breathing softly. Did he say anything? No, it just watched for a while. And I never opened my eyes. The next thing I remember is the hatch slamming shut and both Will and I jumping and hitting our heads on the crawl space ceiling. We stayed there in silence for what had to be an hour. We eventually worked up the courage to crawl to the other end in pitch black, and I was praying, just praying that this thing or person or whatever wasn't inside the crawl space with us. We were too scared to even turn on our flashlights. Every inch we crawled through, or I thought, like, this is it. I'm gonna reach out, feel something warm and snarling, but we made it to the end, and we slowly raised the hatch. Thank God it hadn't locked us inside. We climbed, we ran, just ran. No! Not the Grand Line in bikini! Ooga booga! No, I don't even remember my legs moving beneath me. I remember it being... I was in the crawl space. Now I'm outside, now I'm in the car, and just like that, we were safe. Did you tell anyone about this? Did you write the article? I don't know. I think we stumbled upon something that we were never meant to see. The Hagla! But here's the thing. Something knew we were there. And I think it let us off with a warning. We didn't want to make it mad. We were given a second chance. You keep calling it. Why is that? Just a hunch, you know? Just the sounds it made when it walked. It didn't feel human. Weren't what? I honestly can't believe you haven't talked about this since high school. You and Will haven't brought it up not once. Will is... I love Will, but it changed him. It changed me. How long has it been since Grace died? 15 months. And you two didn't have secrets or things you didn't talk about? We talked about everything, at least for my part, and I'm sure she wasn't keeping anything from me. What's that like, to have marriage like that? Someone to love? I think what we had was rare, and, you know, did you ever think... I turned off the recording. She left. She left shortly thereafter, cutting off our interview short, as if she made a large mistake. She went home that night terrified. Nobody really knows why. But then Will came there the next day for his interview. Have you, here's the thing. The interview veered towards, love, marriage. I tried to avoid it, but it came up organically. Will hesitated, contemplating. I'd hope we detour right around it, but he looked me sharply in the eyes and said, "Have you ever heard of Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone?" I lied, told him I hadn't. He grabbed a sheet of paper from my desk, sketched the Uncle Sam type flyer for the Cursed Children's Fun Zone with the goat head and everything, and this is where his version of the interview came. Roll credits. Here's the thing. Well, Caroline said that she hadn't opened her eyes. Will did. But also welcome Mr. Peanut. Now Will opened his eyes. And he saw something that could only be seen or heard in myths, legends, any else of the sort. Nello there. No, why are we were huddled in the crawl space. Hatch opened. It was dark. This figure was leaning down. It was hunched over. It wasn't an old man, though. Here's the thing. I turned to Caroline. Will turned to Caroline. She was watching this thing with a little grin on her face. That's what he said. He saw a little grin on her face as if she was expecting something. He didn't know what was going on. And the voice. It was terrifying. It was like a raspy, deep, terrible, not, it was young but not young enough, old but weirdly youthful. It wasn't supposed to sort of exist. It was hard to understand. It smelled of sulfur. It was an unnatural voice. It wasn't a man either. I don't think it was. At least it looked like a goat instead. Aw, thank you, Mr. Peanut. But yeah. No, it had the head of a goat, suit, it had the bow tie, it had everything that he drew at the beginning. But the smell, the voice, nothing about it seemed natural. It was as if he was in another space and time, a different dimension. But split-second model showcase bang! But yeah, he never intended for anyone to know of it. But that was it. There was nothing else. Here's the thing. The original hunch about my interview experiment was correct. There was something about the microphone's tight space elicits honesty. What I experienced with Caroline and Will were the rarest forms of honesty. And honesty I hope to never ever experience again, because I do not want to know about the scary goat man and, freaking Uncle Gary's Family Fun Zone. No! I don't want to talk about the crawl space that's 40 feet deep. But for some reason, every time that we were talking about it, it always just kind of got brought up naturally. All because of a little myth, a little legend that happened within the city over 20 years ago. It was supposed to have been forgotten. But I guess this kind of sparked up more in it. But with that, That's the story of Uncle Gary's family fun farmhouse freaking fun time fucking family fun zone thing. I kind of forgot what it was called at the end. Woo! No! Not the fucking fun zone! No! Well, now you think so. Good old spooky times. I think I'm getting better at telling spooky stories. This is the wrong holiday. Wait, skip. Thank you. Thank you. But we'll have a little more lightheartedness because I'm kind of scared of my room now. I don't like the floor. Here's the thing. You think it's not scary, but my imagination is too vivid for it to not be scary. So take that as you will. It scared me. I don't like the thought of crawl spaces. As a bird, I don't like small places. I don't like small, dark, damp, decrepit freaking places in another dimension or stuff like that. No. I like being out in the open. Also, welcome, freaking. Wait, what's staring at me? Wait, there's something staring? No? Why did I look over like there was something? Here's the thing. Uncle Gary making with the yeah, no. Oh, thank you. They flap. No, I don't like this. But you know what I also don't like? That this next story will involve dolls. I know. Here's the thing. I have spooky dolls. They're just kind of hidden away in a closet. Not my closet. Because, my grandpa was like, hey, I'll keep them safe for you because you'll have nightmares. I know you now. No! Also, welcome, Angel. Welcome. Welcome. Hello? But yeah, no. It was a full thing. What are your thoughts on dolls? Well, not exactly thoughts on dolls. I have a little haunted doll that my grandpa keeps safe for me, so I don't end up having nightmares because for some reason this one doll always keeps on freaking me out regardless. From like childhood to my freaking bird self, current bird self, not a fun time. I also blame Chucky. Bird cell, yeah. Woo! Ba-da-ba-ba. Isabel, no. Here's the thing. Why are dolls always given like Betsy, Isabel, sort of like grandma names? Like sweet granny names because like I don't know. I know like elder people with like Isabel, Betsy, I'm out of names. Carla? That's a name probably. Here's the thing. I get scared of Furbies, but that's only because there's only been a dying one with the battery just kind of... I'm never changing it. Here's the thing. Calling it Uncle with my name still makes it creepy because there's Uncle in the... No. Unless it's like a sweet one, like I don't know. Uncle Mac and Cheese, it's freaking... I don't know. For some reason, it's still... Nah. Also, welcome Anime Fox, Nello there. Was this last story Since I'm too scared to put the creepy music over it, I'll be reading it with the happy music. No. We are on our last story for the night. And then we'll just have a little talking. A little bit talking. Maybe a song. Something comforting because my brain would not be able to function. It's nighttime. I want to sleep again. I want to fix my sleep schedule. So with that, we've got Betsy the doll. Like most people these days, I had a mildly fucked up childhood. Who doesn't, right? My father took off before I was born. My mother was left to care for me on her own, a skill that she was sorely lacking in. My mother slipped right back into, shitty party lifestyle. Yeah. Me sleeping normally, comforting time. But she'd enjoyed before I was born and had soon turned our 2-bedroom apartment into just a hellhole for a child. Anyways, for the first 5 years of my life, I walked around in a confused, terrifying mist. The smoky air would flood down the hallway from my living room, slip under my bedroom door. It always seemed to linger for days. Betsy was my best friend. We would have imaginary tea parties together, sleep together, and even take baths together. Sometimes I even remember her voice. She can knock. Sorry. But back when I thought back on conversations with the doll in my adulthood, I realized that I was likely suffering from delusions. Thanks to the present Betsy mode that, laid claim in the dingy hallways and drafty bedrooms for a small apartment. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. But welcome, Freddie Hammers. No. Here's the thing. Still, I remember the sound of her voice. A pleasant, tingling lilt that was almost always occupied with a raucous giggle. I always also remember things that she said to me and things that she wanted me to do. She asked me to steal, usually food or pens and pencils. She wanted me to bring her forks and knives and hit a bad man who slept on her couch. It was always something, and I would always get in trouble. But she wouldn't. She was a doll after all. And I told my mother, who put me up in these games, she would scoff and shake her head. She never believed me. Adults never do. Around my 6th birthday, I asked my mother for a birthday party. I want to invite the mean girls from school and serve them cake and ice cream, make them like me. And I thought that would work. I remember standing in the kitchen one day with hopes, having just asked the most important question of my entire life for a little 6-year-old self, and welcome, Ruru! Woohoo! But no, yeah. But no. The glass bottle of Coca-Cola I held was shaking in my nervous hands. I waited with bated breath as my mother continued putting groceries away, almost as if she hadn't heard me. But I knew she had. Finally, just as I had failed the second time to muster up the courage to repeat my question, she turned around and gave me a flippant shake of her head. A birthday party? Laura, that's ridiculous. I can't afford to feed 15 children that aren't even mine. Hell, I can barely afford to feed you. You eat like an elephant, especially for a girl your size. Oh, I'm sorry, Betsy does. There's barely anything left for me to eat around here, much less a classroom of other people's brats. My face fell as she shook her head, mumbled something under her breath, and stumbled off into the living room. I heard the music go up, and then as more people walked in the door, some left, some stayed. I never knew them either way. Yeah. It simply wasn't fair. My mother threw parties all the time. What about me? I was a kid. All my friends had birthday parties, and now mean girls at school would know I was too poor to have one, and they would tease me even more. Welcome, Fairy. All cast Fairy. But yeah, I felt Tears start to well in my corner of my eyes, and I choked back a sob while I ran to my room and slammed the door behind me. And Betsy was lying on the bed, smiling as usual. She was always smiling. Normally it made me feel better, but today it just made me angry. She kept staring at me, smiling. She was going to tell me to do something bad again. This was why Mother wouldn't throw me a birthday party. It was all because of the trouble I got into because of her. This was all her fault. Betsy didn't have to go to school. Betsy never got in trouble like I did. And in my young mind, my little 6-year-old self, I truly believed it was the doll, not my mother who was to blame for everything. I snapped then. I screamed in indignant rage, and I threw the bottle as hard as I could on the bed. It hit Betsy, and she fell to the floor. Good. I picked up the bottle. I hit the doll again and again and again, and I thought I heard her laugh. I hit her harder, and then I laughed. When my rage was spent, I dragged Betsy to my toy chest and threw her in. I slammed it shut, kicked the chest against the wall. I never wanted to see Betsy again, ever. But also welcome F-Dog777. Hello there. Yeah, I never owned another doll after Betsy. About a week later, the police came, and 2 nice ladies took me to live in a new home in a new state. With food, toys, and everything that a little girl could ask for, probably. The trunk went into storage, the wagon disappeared. I never saw my mother again, and as I got older, my foster parents admitted that she was in jail. Doing 25 years. That was fine with me. I felt nothing for her anyways. I still had nightmares because of my life with that woman. Then slowly I began to heal. I was focused on doing well in school, ignored my mother's letters from prison. She reached out to me several times in my 20s as well, but I always declined her calls. That is until this morning. I'm 30 now. With my own children and a loving, honest, husband, I have a beautiful house, 2 dogs, and a career as a social worker trying to make a difference for kids. I'm happy, I'm steady, and I'm content. So when I got a voicemail from my mother informing me that she had been paroled and she wished to speak, decided to let her say her piece. Since the kids from home went to school, I went out into our shed in the backyard and returned my mother's call. The shed was the children's domain, and they used it for playtime in summers. I sat on my old toy chest, which was currently being used as a tea party table, and dialed the number she left me. 3 rings. Hello? Maura? Hello, Mother. How are you? Also, welcome Hellfire and Booty. How are you? Hello. No. Oh, Laura, thank you for speaking to me. Oh, thank you. But I know you have your own life now and a family. I would love to meet them someday. I just wanted to tell you how sorry I am for everything. Look me in the eyes. But no. Mother, you are not meeting my kids. Ever. And since you called me, I am going to say what I needed to say for years. The drugs that sort of destroyed you, the worst of all, you almost took me down with you. I was only 6. Me, no, I haven't threatened anyone. I mean, that was no home for a child. Honestly, I'm surprised it took you long enough to get caught. Yeah, I'm so busy reading. Yeah, I'm good. Laura, I know how it seems, but honestly, I know nothing. Look, it hardly matters, and I do understand what you would feel that way, why you would hate me and not want to meet your little ones. I learned a lot of forgiveness while I'm away and just... Oh, Laura, I'm so sorry about Betsy. Betsy? I paused confused. Why would you care about her? I know, Laura. Believe me, I do. It was all my fault. The drugs, the partying, and Betsy. Oh God, if I had only paid attention, if I had only known, she's gone because of me. What's going on? Betsy was just a doll, right? And welcome back. No, Betsy was just a doll, right? My mother began to cry. I tapped my fingers on the toy box impatiently. The drugs clearly like fried her brain or something. Mother, what are you talking about? I know where Betsy is, right underneath me. I shifted uncomfortably. Well, Betsy's in the trunk, where she's always been. There was a beat of stunning silence. What do you mean your sister's in the trunk? Sister, what the hell are you talking about? Back on drugs, there was a record even for you. Betsy is a goddamn doll. I locked her in my toy box a few days after you got arrested for possession. Hey, well that's fun. I'm always have to be sort of background audio. But Laura, oh God, no, Laura, what have you done? I wasn't arrested because of drugs. Laura, I was arrested because of Betsy's disappearance. You always called her your little doll, but we thought you knew. Oh God, we thought you knew. Laura, no, what have you done? My mind had gone blank with no emotion. I set the phone down next to me and I stood up. I could hear the muffled sounds of my mother's anguished cries and feel the dark clutch of possibility in my own chest. You got this, Ruru! Now memories were stirring in the back of my mind, threatening to flood forward into my consciousness. They pushed against a door in my mind that had been locked for so tightly for so long, I forgot it was even there. Was it even possible? Could the trauma, the opium really have led me to believe that a small child was actually a doll? Begging for food and utensils to eat, asking me to protect her from the bad man? I mean, no. I slowly turned around, brought my eyes on the makeshift tea party table. Welcome back. Surely it was too small. You couldn't fit a person in there. You couldn't. But then what about a very small, starving, emaciated child? What about her? Would she fit? Would an investigator even bother looking for a person in this chest? I knew I wouldn't. I was too small. And I'm sure we had opened the toy box at some point over the years, hadn't we? Or something swimming in the dark recess of my memories always stopped me. I couldn't remember ever seeing it open. It does. That's because it is. Or is it? But no. I knelt down on the ground, opened the clasp. It would be better not to look. After all that I had overcome, this new life that I had earned for myself, it could all be undone by opening this toy box. I shouldn't open it. But I should throw it in a landfill and forget it ever existed. I shouldn't look inside. I opened the chest. I never had a doll. My mother could never afford to buy me one. I never had a wagon either, for that matter. But I did have a toy box, a pretty blue and white toy box. And when I was 5, I beat my little sister to death and put her in it. And that's the end of the story. That's something. Yay for plot twist, but yeah. Yeah, that was an ending. I'm not a mobster. Well, I mean, I'm not a mobster. But yeah, no. This Betsy was a real little girl, a starving child. But hey, I'm not, no. But yeah, no, Betsy was a real little girl, maybe around the age of 2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And she was beaten to death by her older sister. Freaking, yeah, no. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm working on my little, what's the word? Scary voice. Oh, thank you. But yeah, lesson learned. Social workers are scary. And thank you for the heart eyes. I appreciate all the support and stuff. And woo! Now we have the happy music because I'm scared. Welcome you. How are you? Hey, how are you? How? Nello. Nello. There we go. I can do the. Yeah, I can do the. But woo. Yeah, the hash binging, lash binging, brash stinging, stinging. I don't know what super scary story I could read. The only ones I have is like the painting in the hallway or the hash singing. Wait. Bash binging. Yeah, good luck on your debut, Neko. I'll be watching. Yes. I don't know. I'm looking. I got the painting in the hallway. The forest of 1,000. Yo. The forest of 1,000 legs is just. Yeah. The hash slinging slash. The bash slinging bash. The bling. Yeah, I don't know. You have to commission someone for that. I hate having more than like if it's like an animal with like 4 legs or something. That's fine. That's all good and dandy. No, I'm scared. Anything that's more than 4 legs, unless it's a human. If it's a human, please only 2 legs. Or if it's a bird, please only 2 legs. If it's like a doggo or a cat or like an animal or something like that, 4 legs is fine. Anything more than that, I will run away screaming. Or fly away. What was it? Hash slinging, bash binging, nash slinging me. Okay, mythological creatures is a different story. Those. I would still run. I would hug it, but I would also run. I would hug it and then run. I don't like the thought of a caterpie. Welcome back, Karma. And here's to say my 2 hours is almost up. I'll be streaming for more. Here's the thing. My phone's at 32%. We're still going for another hour. We're gonna try to go for another hour. I'm just trying to find more stories. You think I would just... Oh, that's fair. You think I would leave everyone just like this? Nah. Let's go. Yeah, another hour. I mean, I would, but you know what? My phone's good. I'm not buying milk. I'm still here. Am I still here? I don't like this. No! I'm back. I'm here. Wait, no. That's scary. No. Buy your own. Ba, ba, ba. That was not that was a neon. You know, just for this. Huh? What yawn? I don't know what you're talking about. Ah, thank you. I feel very manly. My yawn, yes. I can flex my muscles. Look at I'm a yes. Here's the thing. Oh, I'm reading my stories from Reddit, mainly from r/no sleep. Yeah, r/no sleep. Yeah, my leg muscles. Yeah, very. I don't even know what that means. Ah, yes, my smooth manly. Oh, they're here, probably. Maybe. You just can't see them from the sleeves. Yeah, totally. Totally. It's like that one Buff Rigsy thing, or the Buff Rev thing. But less buff. What do you mean? Yeah, it's a fan. There's, Tengu, One Spirit, casting. Blah. Yeah, exactly. I don't flex because I like my outfit. I don't want to ruin it. Yeah. Let me believe this. Sure. Yeah. What's the question? Maybe I can answer it. Maybe not. Nobody knows. Do I know? My favorite character in Genshin Impact? Ugh. Well, I'd probably say Chiori. She's just I love her little dolls. Me, 3/5. That's no. Yori. But yeah. She is. Yes, father. Yes, the father. The Fatui Harbinger. I can't. Here's the thing. I'm buff with noodle arms. Yeah. Here's the thing. My arms would snap. It's like spaghetti. I can try to pick up a water ball. We're good there. Dude, I love her weapon. But the answer, yes. I can let the SpongeBob plush barbell. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I might. That was a yawn. Here's the thing. I might have a slight bias because I love her outfit. My outfit may or may not be a little bit similar. I don't know what you're talking about. Lisa Genshin Impact, hot. Hot. I like her. But yeah, I don't know. Exactly. Everything's all coming together. Oops. No, but I'd say we're good. Yeah. But I'd say, should I do one more scary story? I don't know. My favorite food? I can't say I have a favorite. Cheesecake. Cheesecake. I mean, it's more a dessert, but I love cheesecake. What? No. I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. Technically, I'd be animal. But, Pyro. Welcome, Big. And, Bagel. No! Yeah. Here's the thing. Do I want to do one more scary story? I don't want to get nightmares. I'm going to bed after this. Yeah, cheesecake is amazing. Strawberry cheesecake, amazing. Everything, amazing. If it's cheese, if it's cake, gimme. Neither better, I don't know. No! Yeah, we can de-escalate. There's one thing I'm starting to hallucinate. No. Dude, blueberry cheesecake is good. Nope. Game name? Name game. Is the thing. I'm good. I kinda slept. Normally. I had a full night last night, almost, kind of. Yeah! That was just weird. As the thing is, I'm a bit of a berry brain. We know this. Cheesecake, love it. Chocolate milk, love it. Strawberry milk, love it. Strawberry cheesecake, love it. Blueberry cheesecake, love it. But you know what I don't love? No, I love banana milk. Banana milk I want. Give me it. But what I don't love is crazy dreams. Regular milk, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm kind of neutral about it. It's not in my top 5. But also Nello, and welcome. Ba-da-ba. Oh yeah. I said I'll do a pilk when I reach a milestone. I already told you. And no. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. No. Here's the thing. I'd say Crazy Dreams pilk is only for the milestone. It can be like regular pilk or it can be the cursed pilk. So welcome, Komiko. But cheesecake together, yeah, I would like that. Just have a... Jilk is something that I would take into consideration. Probably. Maybe. Depending. Jolly Rancher milk. Turtle cheesecake is... Yeah! Please do. No. Welcome, Strubbies. Strubsies. I almost had it. Welcome, Sneaks. Welcome, Kia. I would appreciate the cheesecake. We're taking a good ol' is that? Yeah. It's like a fly. Anyways, is that my Nox? Is that Nox Orphe? Is that Nox? Woo! Wait, what? Wait, kill who? Wait, what's going on? There's a fly flying around. Nah. Yeah. Who's who? At this point, who's what? What is time? For time is chaotic. What's chaos? Welcome, little kitty. How are you? I'm me. Are you you? Wait, who's you? What's you? Who is who? Welcome, Vegaback. Yeah. Huh? Cool. Anyways, there's just this thing. I looked at the Oreo, the no! Have mercy on this poor soul. I want to go to bed after this. Yeah. Let's see how it is. Here's the thing. No. Let me enjoy like turtle cheesecake and stuff. Hi, good night. But oh fucking nightmare. It's only 11:11. Oh hey, it's 11:11. No, it's no, not the jelly gun. I might be done in a little bit. But we're going until my phone dies. Or something dies. We don't know what dies. It could be the Betsy. Could be Betsy coming back. Nah. Totally not. Wait, no. Is my thing gonna... No, we're good. Yeah. Had to fit something. No, but I'm still... Thank you! Respectfully, I respect the... Wait, no, what's the word? I appreciate it. It's just a happy time now. We can just chill, have a good time. Just Here's the thing. I don't want to talk about maybe something walks whistling past my house every night at 3:03. Do I like guinea pigs? Yeah, I mean they're cute. Oh, and also my... Huh. Well, I don't. So, cool. I don't know. There's people that eat crows. I fear the people that eat crows. Maybe because I'm one, but you know, we can just ignore that. But with that... I know, ew, stinky. No, but some cute stuff I like to look at. A lot of my plushies, which is the reason why I don't read horror stuff about plushies. No, you will not. All that you will gain is one less feathered friend. That's the thing. Yeah. No. It's unsanitary. I don't taste good. I'm not tasty. I do the noms. I don't get nommed. It's not cannibalism if I'm the... Here's the thing. I don't eat crows. Yeah, Karma, you can take the feather when it's not hidden behind my hat. And welcome back, a user. How was it? Hello! Hi, a bird. If you can get it from under my hat, go right ahead. And also welcome, Kay. But here's the thing. We have, you know what, for all of you, because everyone's just so nice and totally does not want to eat me, we'll do one more scary story. But when the day is dark, always remember happy day. Yeah! Happy day is always happy. Riri, no! Yeah, Karma, you may be a menace occasionally, but you're nice. Yeah, you're all nice. So let's choose whether it's my wife has a removable face or No! Spare me! Or I wasn't alone seeking shelter from the blizzard. Or maybe terrorizing my substitute teacher, Mr. Mahoney. Nah, you've always been nice. Maybe terrorizing me with Jolly Ranchers, but otherwise it's fine. No! I'll give you all chicken nuggets. I don't want to turn into a horror story. No Kroganut. Not Kroganut? Crow nuggets. Ah! Kroganut. I don't... Why is that so Scooby? Pack a burger. Not Rev's cousin. No, the Crow Nug. No, not Kroger. Why does that sound like Kroger? The what's the word? How did he spell it? The one with the K. Cronut Blue. No! Stop trying to find ways to eat me. No! I'm scared. Nothing you. I'd like to avoid becoming freaking a Kronagi, a Kroger. I'd rather be in the forest of 1,000 legs, okay? No. What is, yeah. Honestly, and it can be considered scary at some point. What's scarier though is Puffy trying to eat me. No! Oh, wait, I would like to live, thank you. With all my limbs intact. Uh, 15 years. Wait, what's going on? Nothing now, Nugget. Wait, I'm confused. What's going on? Nah. No noms. Okay. Just for that. Wait, actually, I'm the one scared of 1,000 legs. Why am I telling this story? The music's confused. I'm confused. Ivar the Boneless is confused. The forest of 1,000 legs is confused. Welcome, Sakura Kitsu. You're just in time for a start of a new 20% battery power. For a new story. But with that, we start the forest of 1,000 legs. Little Lucy Lockhart ran from her daddy's frying pan. The forest of 1,000 legs killed her and then laid their eggs. Didn't notice what? No! Oh, it's just called Forest of 1,000 Legs. You took my feather? So mean. That's still nice. It'll grow back, we're fine. But that's a jump rope line. The little Lucy Lockhart ran one. Legs! 1,000 legs. I don't like it either. Well, this is a jump rope line. For we have the little Lucy Lockhart jump rope rhyme that happens to be sung on the playground in elementary school. It's kind of fucked up that they sing that because Lucy Lockhart was a real person. I don't wanna. Fine. We changed the music to something a bit more eerie. It's really fucked up that they sang that because Lucy Lockhart was a real person. We attended school with too. She vanished when we were in 2nd grade, so we must have been around 7. No! The rhyme was loosely based on truth, in that the official story was that Lucy Lockhart did in fact vanish into the Lockhart Wood, 50 yards from her father Robert's house. But he wasn't chasing after her. No. With a frying pan to beat her with, I was too young at the time to understand what was happening. And it wasn't until much later that my mom actually explained to me. It wasn't a particularly shocking story. It was just sad. For I remember the day that Lucy went missing. At least the first day she didn't come to school. It was Monday. She went missing the Friday before. My mother told me it was a few days before Lucy's 7th birthday. And that Lucy had asked her father if she could have a birthday party at the house. Of course, I remembered that. Lucy and I had been in the same group of friends, and I remembered her telling us that she was going to ask her dad about having a birthday sleepover. I especially remembered being annoyed that she wanted it to be a sleepover because, like, I was the only dude in the group that was, never allowed to sleep over. And I was still excited at the prospect of a party, and we all were. We were elementary kids. We were just chilling. But we knew her father, Robert Lockhart Jr., was a retired entomologist. We just called him Bugman, though, so there's that. There was a lot of pretty preserved specimens like butterflies, beetles, and cases, that Lucy would sometimes bring for show and tell. Anyway, according to her mother, Lucy asked her father if she could have a sleepover for her birthday. And he said no because she was going to spend her birthday at her mother's house, while their house was being fumigated. It was a normal enough reason for a 6-year-old to cry and storm out of the house. But running into the Lockhart Wood was a bad idea for any person of any age without the proper equipment. Now here's the thing about the Lockhart Wood. Some people call it the Forest of 1,000 Lakes, presumably to make it sound creepier than it already is. But it doesn't need help. There are roughly 4,000 species of spiders in America. And the Lockhart Wood is a phenomenon on its own that's home to all of them. Wait, ew, this is about spiders, no! Can I go back, please? Ah! But no! I didn't know it was about spiders. Fine. But there are roughly 4,000 species of spiders in America. And this was, species to all of them. Fine. Here's the thing, not only that, there were documented populations of some spiders previously thought endemic only to certain countries, such as the Goliath bird eater, a couple of funnel web spiders, and some species of peacock spiders. Now, was it Nello sent you? There's that myth that says you're never more than 3 feet from a spider at any given moment. I don't like this.
Introducing the ultimate.
Can I go home? Can I just sneak? Why did I do that? No! Here's the thing. I know I'm home. I'm looking up. I looked too far up. I looked up. Ew! No! No! Why was the music at a spider freaking... No! 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 No, I have my nightlight on. I have a little lamp on because I'm scared. Just a spider? No, not just a spider. Here's the thing. In my debut, I specifically said, biggest fear, spiders. Anything with more than 2 legs, 4 legs, maybe it's fine. Spiders, no. But no, yeah. Most common spiders, those exist. They're like jumping spiders, wandering spiders. They are not cute. No type of spider. Okay, that one is a debunked myth that I know about, and I know that you don't actually do it, and if you didn't know. Okay, we are pausing this. We're pausing this. I have a story, and I need my happy music. I need my happy music back. I need my happy music. The worst part is, I hate spiders for like 3 reasons. I need my happy music for this. Because there was a time that, more than one time, I woke up with a spider on my face. I hated it. No, never again. It's not as bad as, having, I think it was, who mentioned this? Was it Asila? Someone had to like squash a spider and there was like tiny spiders coming out. No, that didn't happen to me. I woke up with a spider on my face, and there was one time when like my cousin was just chilling with me, and there was like a giant spider on my wall. This happened when I was like 4. Here's the thing, that shit, never again. Like waking up with one in your face, that's fine. That's all fine and dandy, except for the fact that it was like, you know, crawling over. No! Very bad, especially for like, this was in like elementary to middle school and stuff like that. It kept on happening. There was usually like one that happened like each year and stuff and yeah, no, burn my house down if that's all, that's what it takes. No spider. I have a line. I have a line that I will never cross, and that is the one. Here's the thing. You can patch spiders for spiders, but no. Yeah, no, not in Australia. I'm never going to Australia because I fear the spiders in Australia. You know, no. There's a reason why a crow freaking flew a lit match all the way over to Australia. It's for spiders. Yeah, I hate them with this passion. Love cheesesteak, hate spiders. There we go. New little tidbit. There was a time that I was like super paranoid to the point where I would normally like do a deep clean in my room every day just to make sure that there was like no spiders in the walls or stuff like that. It was bad. No more. We're not continuing that sporty. Too bad I already deleted the tab. I fear spiders so much, I won't read about it. No. Perish. No. Here's the thing. I don't mind getting nightmares about, you know, goat-headed abominations with suits and ties. I don't mind there being like a haunted doll that happened to actually be someone's dead sister. I don't mind the fact that there was like a little like carpool hitchhiker man that happened to me like on a rainy forest that ended up, you know, being the last person that played the game. Sure, fun and dandy. That's good. I read Charlotte's Web. That changed nothing. Nothing. The Omegaverse. No. This is what I This is what I get for, you know, continuing my thing. Spider-Man has 2 legs, so we're good. Unless you count Peter Porker, that's the only one. Man Spider, get away. Yeah, no. That changes nothing. Yeah. Away. No. 3 arms, sure, that's fine. That's kind of fine. Sort of. I said more than legs. But yeah. Oh, I don't like this. That's the one urban legend I will never read. 3 arms and 3 legs, I'd be confused. I'd be very confused. I don't think I'd run. Maybe. Yay, let's go. Please. Scorpions? Not really. If the spider's a dummy mommy, I'll consider. Maybe. Not really. Potentially. You know, if the spider's actually a hot woman, then sure, maybe. No. Like a hot dude, you know, whoever. No! Scorpions, spiders, I already mentioned it before. think there's a fly in my room. What do you mean, Spider Pig? Can someone check for me? I don't like the thought of that. I don't like the thought of Spider Pig. Are we talking about the Simpsons one? Oh, you know what? The House Spider Woman. I'm kind of fine with it. Spider Pig does whatever a spider does. The spider from Monster Musume? Mixed feelings. I don't exactly fear. But then again, yeah, no, the human face spider, I didn't like. No. Oh, I'd say Confused Smash. Vecnera, yeah. How did we get to this? We're not doing Spider Smash or Pass. No. Never. Yeah, Smash. That's a Smash. Scorpions can get away. Spider-Man Smash or Pass, that'll be easier. That'll definitely be easier. No. So with that, I mean, why not do the entire Spider-Verse? We'll see. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why. I don't like them either. The only thing is, they're more pinchy. They're pinchy. Not fun. Yeah. Spiders aren't fun in general. Wait, what am I saying? That is... I don't have the bells for that. No. Can we stop this? Can we switch topics to like dogs or something, or birds, or not spiders, please? Good. There's no spider about it. Oh, the Maine Coon, yeah. They're super fluffy. But yeah. Was it the Maine Coon? No! Well, it's been fun. I'm gone. Just freaking no. Ah! Okay, I'm fine with capybara. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear the happy video. No. I like capybaras. I'm fine with capybaras. We're sticking with capybaras. I don't... Video... Wait. You're fine, Carmen. What do I distract myself with? I can only think of spiders now, and it's not a good time. Stop, video! No! I don't like tarantulas. I don't like... No! This is not a fun time. I want to cry. I want to go home. I'm already home. This is not good. Not good. It's only like 11:37. 8, 7, yeah. Ah, capybara. Okay, that's cute. My favorite car? I don't really know much about cars, but there was this one, I think the Miata. I like a Miata. It's just a nice car. good. Yeah, agreed. Holocarama, yeah. I'd say yeah. Ooh. Karma just no. Just judge me with the cars. Cool welding parts, please. I don't know. That's the 13. Nice. Welcome, Mofongo. And then Twingo. That's fair. Vanilla. I don't know. It's which car? Typing noises. Which car was it? What? Oh, this car! little keyboard ASMR, not a good one, but Ooh, Volkswagen Beetle? Yeah. Oh yeah, no, Carmen, I don't know, tell me something about welding. I don't know. I'm happy, man. Yeah. True. Keyboard ASMR is... Yeah. No! I mean, I won't hurt you. But here's the thing. I don't know what to ask. What's your favorite part about it? There we go. I'm not a librarian. I can't read for shit. Wait, no. No! Not leg. Not 6 leg. Let me keep 2. I'm fine with 2. Totally not like I wasn't reading horror stories this entire time. I don't know what you're talking about. This is just the burb being burb. While my phone is at 4%, we're gonna keep on going. But yeah, no.
Hey there.
Here's the thing, that wasn't a Chick-fil-A ad. I don't know what you're talking about. It was welcome. Favorite burger topping? Ooh, that's hard to say. Toss the runs up. Nello, bakamitai. Wait a minute. No, favorite burger topping? I like bacon. Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. I like bacon on my burger. Here's the thing, my wings, I do not consider them as legs. But yeah, baconators. They're good. Yeah. I'd say that's a good thing. That was a weird... Nah. But no. I think Aloha burgers are good. I don't... Yeah. No! It should be fine. Well, bye-bye. Wait, that was a weird bye. Freaking Karma menace to Jolly Ranchers. Good night! Ooh, I should try it from Jollibee. You're saying a burger with bacon and pineapple? It sounds good. Ah, thank you. I feel very, very manly. Yeah. Help! They get squeakier by the second. But no, Jollibee is a fast food. It's good shit. It's a really word to say. I'm probably not gonna do a driving stream for a long time. I fly everywhere. We're good. Also, welcome protagonist. Well, yeah. No squeak. No squeak. I'm safe. I'm safe. Woo! Also, I bought a balloon. This means nothing at the moment, but you know what this balloon has? Helium. One of these streams will become Nell on helium, and I would like to apologize immensely. Yeah! I tried it once before when I was traveling. But yeah, no, my last brain cell will when I yawn, it'll just be dog whistle. No! It won't. It'll be fine. It will be fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Here's the thing. This is my normal without helium. I'm just curious. I never used the balloon. But it should be fine, right? Right? Yeah. No. No, it'll be fine. Regular knowledge is out of here. Wait for Nellium. Nellium? Nellium. Yeah. Yeah. Our squeaks are becoming too squeaky for the human ear. But with that, I think I think I'll be able to sleep now. I think I'll probably be able to sleep. No, not yet. You'll have to see when I'm actually on Nelium. Yeah, I'm geepy. I'm meepy. I'm sleepy. No need. If anything. Woo. You know, I wasn't until it was mentioned, Karma. I appreciate it. Woo! Thank you for the energy. Wee. Thank you. I appreciate it, because it's freaking... Oh, well, that's reassuring. That's reassuring. But also, if I wake up with one on my face, I'm blaming all of you for it, and I'm just gonna be running off screaming. So you know what? Whether it is a thing or not, woo! Welcome across, Nello there. Hope you're having a good old next day or night, I don't know. Thank you. Woo! Here's the thing, I already am one. Do I go from a bird brain to an airhead? Does that happen? What'll happen then? Here's the thing. Oh, it should be fine. Welcome, Emmy Boo! Percent? What percent? I don't get it. Blue! Babe, no. Now it's just in my head, and I don't like thinking about it, because now I'll just be thinking about the freaking crevices and... Also, there's still a fly flying around. Oh wait, am I at 1%? Ah! 3%! We're at 3%. I'm still alive. We're still good. I still live. Yee! We still have some time. Thank you so much, Riri, for liking. You know, it's just a good old me. Ah! Here's the thing. It was at 4% like 5... bit over 5 minutes ago, yeah. But also, welcome outside. How, yeah. Hello. It's just a good old... Ignore the squeak. We're good. But also, should I reintroduce myself? No, I've already done that. I've already done that. Ruby, which season are we talking about? Because yes, yes, and yes. But freaking... I only watched up to season 2. Ah! There's just a fly flying around in my face. Yeah. No, who was it? Who was it? Ooh! Okay. Oh, right! A potato flew around my room. Alright, well, to the people here who do not know me, Nello there, I'm just a wandering arson crow with slight anxiety. We're good. I love doing music, mischief, and mythology, and if that's your thing, well, music, mischief, mythology, and now scary stories. If that's your thing, then feel free to stick around. I'm also learning German and having a good old time. With that, I'm also the bird brain of Nexas, so to say, known as good old Class Genesis. Woo! Yeah! Help, I'm out of brain. Yeah! Nice to meet you. Woo! Welcome, Hanako-san. Here's the thing. Rev is a Pegasus, so I think it should be the actual bird as the bird brain. But then again, she has the wings. But then again, it's hard to say. I mean, we have a similar laugh. I'm just the pitched up ×2 freaking Nightcore version. Nah. Thank you for the energy drink. Woo! Think. Rev is horse-brained. She is a bird horse. I am a bird brain. There's a difference. I'm also... I don't know. Should I say I'm the one-chord wonder of Nexus freaking... Aw, thank you. I do agree that Rev is very, very cute, very cute. I agree that I'm fairly cute. Then again, she does tongue twisters better. She doesn't need to do it in song for it to not 100% mess up. Like, on the cutesy bus. Yeah. Yeah, Odette is nice. She's the one that... thank you for the celebration! Odette was the one that helped me come up with the original schedule graphic that I have on my good old Twitter schedule. Because freaking graphic design, I had a very big problem with it at the very beginning. So woo! She saved me there. The more I think about it, I just really like the Winged Fellows at Nexus. Good old times. Yeah, Odette's someone I look up to. Not literally, I mean maybe literally, she's only slightly taller than me, but you know, not literally. But I look up to her. She's cool. Wait, does this mean? Birds of a feather. Yeah. I am... What do you mean I'm just yes? Others hanging out on Mary Street. Yeah. Oh, let's go! I'm honored. Wee. Karma, what do you mean? I'm just yes. am I just easy to bully? Because I understand that. I've been told that once or twice. At your mouth. In front of, like, I don't know. What else do I need? Wait, what? What do I get? Wait. Confused. That's just a fun time. I can't keep. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. No, but. Alright, so my phone did die. My audio is bad. I don't know why I restarted. Thank you. I just wanted to say tomorrow. I know it says sleepy crow hours. But I just wanted to say one thing before I go, which is for my one month celebration thing. I'll be doing another stream at 2 p.m. anyways with that. Good boy. Ah. No, I'm going to bed. Eee.